Hello, great of you to join us again. I'm joined today by the wonderful Sue Dixon from our church, and she's going to share a few thoughts with us. So Sue, how's lockdown been for you?
Well, it's been good and it's been hard. Work has been interesting because I got redeployed, so I was sent out into a frontline role in the community, which was hard in some ways because it was out into COVID land. And that was a bit scary, but on the other hand, it was a real blessing because it reminded me that there are areas of physio that I haven't done for a long time, but actually I really enjoy them.
Oh, good, great.
So I enjoyed the change. I enjoyed the new things to do and the new work. And
Brilliant.
So that was good.
And what are some of the struggles that you've been going through?
Some of the struggles, in terms of work, it was COVID, coming face to face with people who had COVID was quite scary at times. Now that I'm back in my old role, I'm working from home, and I'm not a big fan.
Okay.
It has to be said, I'm not a big fan.
Okay.
I'd far rather go out and be out there and see patients face to face. That's what I enjoy, rather than doing a clinic from our spare bedroom. Yeah, it's just not the same.
No. And what about your family? What's the situation like with your family, with your kids?
So during the really tight lockdown, we had Molly at home with us as well, and that was lovely. It was nice to have all four of us back together again, and amazingly, it was really peaceful. There were no arguments. That was nice. I enjoyed that. Okay. And then she's gone back and has started a qualified nurse role in Manchester now. Okay. So, and she's in her own little bubble over there in lockdown. Okay. So that's, I mean, home's been, it has been good. It has been good, but it's just not the same, is it? When you can't go out as much, you can't do the things that you would normally do. No. Holidays aren't quite the same. No.
No. Staycation doesn't quite have the same appeal, does it?
No, it doesn't.
So in the midst of all this, what is there something that has kind of been your sustenance, I guess, or your foundation that kind of has carried you through this time? Well,
yes. In our life group, Julie Parkinson suggested we do the Blessings course, which is from Falderbrenin in South Wales. And that's I think it was a 7-week course, and it has been such a blessing to me. It's been incredible, absolutely amazing. It's helped me to see more about what God's kingdom is actually about, and how we as Christians, we have a priestly role, and our role is to bless. So from Numbers, the Aaronic blessing, our role is to bring God's blessing down here onto earth and into people's lives. And I'd never ever thought about that before, and it's really, really struck me very, very powerfully. And it's changed the way I pray. It's changed a lot of what I see in day-to-day life, because once you become a Christian, you become part of eternity. And actually, yes, we're living here on earth, but we're living eternity here on earth. And it's been learning to live a bit more of that reality, really. Which is incredible.
Yeah, sounds exciting.
Yeah, very, very powerful. And Falderbrenin follow a rhythm of prayer. Okay. So morning, midday, evening and nighttime. And I haven't been able to do the midday and evening, but I've been doing the morning and the nighttime rhythm of prayer. And that's just been incredible as well. God's used that so much in my life.
Great. So, brilliant. Yeah. And do you feel that God's been speaking to you through that? Are there specific things maybe that you'd want to share about that God's been saying?
He's been teaching me a lot. So one of the things that we do in the rhythm of prayer in the morning is you spend some time inviting God to sit on the throne of your life. Okay. And he's been teaching me a lot about the areas in my life where he hasn't been on the throne. And he's been teaching me about living, you know, the bit in Matthew where Jesus talks about being yoked with him. He's been teaching me about how to do day-to-day life in a yoke with him. Right. So that's him carrying the vast majority of the burden and me walking with him. Yeah. And that's just been a bit mind-blowing, really. Yeah.
Have you seen a shift in your work because of it?
Yes, I've seen a shift in yes, absolutely. I'm a lot more, I'm a lot calmer with my patients now. Okay. I'm able to be calmer and hear what it is that they need, rather than thinking, right, well, I've got to find an answer to their problems.
Right.
I'm able to sort of sit and rest a little bit more as I'm with my patients, and actually hear them more clearly, and then help them to see the way forward a little bit better.
Brilliant.
Which is just amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So as we kind of transition out of lockdown now, I mean, there's so many variables and question marks.
Yeah.
How do you envisage that with your role, but also in your walk with God? How do you see that kind of in that journey?
Well, in terms of work, I think work will carry on like this for quite a long time, if I'm honest. I mean, Preston's back in lockdown at the moment.
Yeah.
I think a lot of healthcare is going to carry on being via video link for the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's a lot of vulnerable people out there who don't want to put themselves at risk.
Yeah.
So I foresee that being that way for quite a long time, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
And actually, possibly, because there are lots of advantages to it as well.
Yeah.
So I think it's given the health service a bit of a kick up the backside
Right.
to take on board some new technology that it should have been using anyway.
Right.
So, you know, I think that's probably going to be around for a long time. In terms of daily life, well, I sort of feel like, because now both our girls are older, Alice is about to get married and move out, and it'll just be Pete and I at home, and that's a whole new season.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
and I'm really excited that God's teaching me these things now at the beginning of a new season.
Yeah.
Which will be really exciting.
Yeah.
And I've booked onto the Explore A course at LL.
Oh, great.
Yes, which starts in November.
Excellent.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Well, folks, you've heard it here firsthand from the wonderful Sue. There is a time of transition, but we are called to be a blessing. And Sue's seen that work out in her work life and also in her personal life. Thanks for being with us, Sue.
It's a pleasure.
That's great. See you all soon.
Bye.